One thing that I think makes your logo design and label design look really, really good is when you use a custom font. Um, a font is a style of text that you can use, um, and we can bring these fonts into Photoshop. Now, um, one of the best resources I've found is Google Fonts. Now, if you just visit Google and go Google Fonts, you'll find your way to this website. And all of these are open source and free. The best logo fonts I feel are striking or they have some character about them. So I filter these fonts to display fonts usually, um, make them a bit bigger so I can see what they look like. And there's literally hundreds of different styles that evoke different emotions or indicate different or convey a different character for the product. So, for example, this is like a comic book style fun font. This is more of a sort of a German style font. We've got some like retro fonts. There's lots of like digital like pixelated fonts as well. Now, once you've found a font that you're happy with, so I know there's one I really like called Chelsea Market. So I'm going to search for that one. I think it works well as the avocado dip or the guacamole that I'm going to make. So you can test it out. So you can type in like Fangs guac and see what it looks like. If you're happy with it, you can click download and it will download something called a zip folder, which you may have seen before. Go into the zip folder. This is very similar on a Mac. Double click the font file inside and click install. It's a similar process on a Mac. If you need your teacher to help, just ask. Once I've installed the font, that will be available for me to use in Photoshop. So let's go back to my logo design, and I'm going to use the text tool, and I am going to choose the font that I installed, which I remember it was called Chelsea Market. Here it is. And I'm going to increase the size of it, maybe not that big, and I'm going to call it Fonz Guac. Okay. This stage, you can, I'm going to go back, Control Z. I'll do that again. Fonz Guac. Okay. One thing I just forgot to tell you about is this will create a new layer. So this layer that it auto created, I will delete that. So here we go. So Fonz Guac here. Now it keeps it separate, which again is really, really useful. So I can move it around. Now, if you want to change the color of it, there's a few different ways about it. You can use this properties sheet here and change it. What I like is I like to keep the colors consistent. So I like to go with a color that's already used within the logo somewhat. So maybe the brown looks all right, or maybe the dark green. Maybe the dark green. There's other things you can do. So blending options is a nice area where you can add things like an outline, which is known as a stroke, and you can do it outside, so it looks like that. You can also change the color of the stroke. So if I do that, that looks pretty cool. Make it a bit bigger. You can add things like a satin effect. You can add patterns to it. You can add drop shadows, which sometimes looks quite effective. I'm going to keep those off. I'm just going to have my outline. And there we go. That looks a little bit better. Now I've got the issue of where do I put it? And is there any way I can sort of make this have a curved effect? So let's have a quick look, see if I can remember how to do that. So I believe it's paragraph. Maybe not. Window. I think actually, if I hover over it, there we go. If I double click the text, what we can do is we can use this here, this tool, warp text, and you can do an arc like that. Now you can reduce the size of the arc, horizontal distribution, so you can have it either way. So I quite like the look of that. Fonz Guac, put that in the middle, and then I'm going to go back to my avocado character, and I'm going to make him a little bit smaller. So I'm going to free transform, hold down Alt or Command on the Apple keyboard, and put it there like that. So that's how you can do text for your logo. You can use a similar effect, a similar approach to do your slogan text. So if you've got a slogan, feel free to use that approach. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.